What is going on, everybody? I hope everyone is having a tremendous Easter Sunday so far. I am here to deliver some news with an Easter egg of our own. If you haven't seen Joel Embiid's practice video that got released on Twitter by an account called Sam Maisie. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but let me play that video for you guys so you guys can see just where Joel is at in his return process. All right, so as you can see, Joel looks pretty good. I think that since we were put in the dark so long for just what his recovery was looking like, I think just to see him in 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 or whatever this is a really, really good sign just for the fact that he's closer, way closer to returning than we all thought he was. Um, so I think now more than ever, you can even assume that it'll be Tuesday against Oklahoma City. That's all speculation. There's no reporting or anything official behind that from the Sixers side. But either Oklahoma City or against Miami, he probably has to be back for that one. So, and I'm sure he really wants to be back for that one. The sooner the better, though, because the Sixers have been struggling, and especially after their last two games where they've been losing by the skin of their teeth. Just Embiid would help so much and would turn those games into ensured victories almost. I think the Sixers are the AC right now, and I think with being a game and a half back of the Miami Heat and a game directly against them coming up here in just a little bit, like you need these wins. And I think if the sooner Embiid gets back, obviously, the better chance we have to pick them up. I don't necessarily think we'll be outside of the play-in as of right now. I think it's a little bit too late for that, but I do think we might be able to squeeze our way into the seventh seed and at least get a home game for the play-in. But either way, if Embiid's in that game for the play-in, I have a lot of confidence. The person who I think is most excited about Joel coming back is Tyrese Maxey. He went 7 of 26 during the Cavaliers game, and that's just not a performance that you expect out of Tyrese. I'm sure he doesn't expect it out of him either, and he expects better of himself. But, he's being double teamed. He's being the focus of the defense for the opposition. So I don't blame him for finally having a game where he struggled. He was kind of picking apart these defenses and these blitzes. But, he went 7 of 26 for only 16 points. It's just not going to get the job done. But I'm sure when Joel comes back, Maxey won't be double teamed as much. He won't be blitzed because Joel will be the one that is getting double teamed in the post. So there is that. I think Maxey will just have a bunch more open looks, a lot more clear driving lanes, a lot more one-on-one opportunities with Joel back in the lineup. But we all know that. We saw that earlier in the season, which is also why his passing was a key part of this season compared to other seasons where Joel sometimes when the double team could come a little bit later or right after a dribble or from the weak side of the floor, Joel might have a little bit trouble seeing it and getting the pass out. But I think this year he's been really on top of that. And I hope he kind of still has that innate kind of ability and skill once we head into the play-in and the playoffs. But a little bit of a side storyline here, but I went down to the Wilmington Blue Rocks game, or the Delaware Blue. I always mix them up. I work for the Blue Rocks over this summer, but went down to the Delaware Blue Coats game and saw Ricky Council IV in the lineup. And I was like, hey, he just played in Cleveland like less than 24 hours ago. How do we get that going? But he probably took a flight overnight, a red eye, and he said he has been up since 3:30 a.m. And in the game, he was just putting up shots, and no one was really hitting shots for the Blue Coats yesterday, but he was definitely putting up the most shots, which I enjoyed, but not a lot of them were going in. Coach Longobardi said he was just telling him to keep going. Why not? And I hear that. I hear that strategy because, hey, if he's your two-way guy, you're only going to get him for so many games. And since this was the last game of the regular season for the Blue Coats, I totally get it. Get the coach telling him to just get as many shots up as possible. I'd rather Ricky shoot the way he did than not shoot at all. So there is that. The Blue Coats have been struggling a little bit this month. I think just the two-way guys coming back and forth almost every single day has been a little bit tough. But if Ricky Council is about to head up to Toronto, I would not expect him to be getting a ton of minutes against the Raptors here. It'll be 3 games and 3 nights for him. But the Blue Coats are the reigning G League champions. I talked to Aminu Muhammad about that and asked if the target on their back has had any effect on them moving forward. And he said, and I quote, "It's not going to be easy, which makes it more fun because you want to accept that challenge. You got to work even harder than last year to do it." So if the Blue Coats are going to go on a run, it's going to start on the road. They are the 6th seed compared to the 1 seed of years past, and they will have to get through a single elimination game, then I believe a couple best of 3 series in order to go back to back, which, as we all know, is tough. No matter what level you're at of any sport. Let's see what else we have here. So one thing I was curious about at the Blue Coats game was they played the Oklahoma City Blue. And I thought about it, and I was like, is this the only G League team that is based in the exact same city as their NBA affiliate? Obviously, they're the Oklahoma City Thunder's G League team. So I don't know. I can't imagine that being a great business move in terms of marketing, but yeah, I thought that was a little bit random of their G League team being in the exact same city and market as their NBA team. I mean, I know it is Oklahoma. You know, there's not much going on, but I mean, there's Tulsa. Am I crazy? But anyways, moving forward, in terms of looking on to the next couple games, if the Sixers could just pull this one out against the Raptors tonight, that would just be immaculate, totally immaculate. I mean, that would be a crazy momentum boost for if Joel does come back on Tuesday or Thursday to just get the ball rolling in that direction and getting back in the victory column after a couple of very, very tough losses. But that is about it for me. I know Robert Covington and DeAnthony Melton are recovering as best as they can, but yeah, I think DeAnthony Melton's back is just kind of a bummer. They've kind of kept it pretty quiet, and I kind of understand why. It's been lingering in setbacks all season. So in a back injury, it's just tough, man. Very tough to recover from with no pain. But let me sign off. I'm going to play for you guys that Joel Embiid practice video one more time just in case you haven't seen it. Make sure you check out our website, libertyballers.com. We have a bunch of talented writers producing content, writing content on the daily, reporting from inside the stadium, inside the Sixers organization. So there is that. And make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Content's only going to be getting better as we head towards the playoffs. So let me play for you guys this video one more time, and I will catch you guys in the next one.